let's be honest for a second. We've all been there standing in a security line that feels 3 miles long, clutching a phone with a digital boarding pass that keeps timing out, while a literal sea of people pushes past you like they're in a marathon. If you're over 70, or even just approaching that milestone, flying in 2026 can feel less like a vacation and more like an endurance test. The terminals are getting bigger, the tech is getting more complicated, and the airlines seem to be charging you for every breath you take. But here is the secret that the big carriers like American, United, and Delta don't exactly put on their billboards. There is a whole list of services, accommodations, and hidden perks that you are entitled to for free. They won't always offer them up voluntarily because, frankly, it costs them time and staffing. But if you know what to ask for, you can turn a stressful travel day into a smooth, first-class experience without spending an extra dime. Before we dive into these 15 game changers, if you want to keep traveling smarter and safer as you enjoy your retirement, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It helps us keep bringing you these insider tips that the industry tries to keep quiet. Now, let us get into the first few things you should be demanding the next time you head to the airport. First, let us talk about the physical toll of those massive hub airports like Atlanta or O'Hare. If you are 70 or older, you do not need to be hiking 2 miles from the check-in counter to gate B42. One of the most underutilized free services is the curbside-to-gate wheelchair or electric cart assistance. A lot of people feel too proud to ask for this, or they think they only deserve it if they have a broken leg. That is simply not true. Under the Air Carrier Access Act, if you feel that walking those long distances will cause you fatigue or pain, the airline is required to provide assistance. You can request this when you book your ticket online, but even if you forget, you can ask right at the check-in desk or even at the curb. They will provide a dedicated staff member to push you through the terminal, navigate the elevators, and get you exactly where you need to be. And here is the pro tip, this isn't just about the ride. When you're in that wheelchair, you often get to use the fast-track lanes at security and during boarding. It's a total lifesaver for your knees and your stress levels. Second, let us move to the most stressful part of any trip, the TSA checkpoint. Did you know there is a completely free government program called TSA Cares? Most people have never heard of it. It's a dedicated helpline and on-site service designed specifically for seniors and travelers with medical conditions. If you call them at least 72 hours before your flight, they can arrange for a passenger support specialist to meet you at the checkpoint. This isn't just a regular agent, this is someone trained to guide you through the process, help you with your bags, and ensure you aren't being rushed or hassled. Even if you don't call ahead, as a senior over 75 and often 70 depending on the airport, you are allowed to keep your shoes and light jackets on. You can also request to be screened while seated if standing for a pat-down is difficult. Don't let the agents bark orders at you, politely remind them that you'd like the senior screening protocol. It makes the whole taking off your belt and shoes dance a thing of the past. Third, what if you're traveling alone and you're worried about navigating the terminal, but you don't actually want to fly with a companion? You can ask for a companion gate pass. This is a huge secret that airlines hate because it means more people in the terminal. If you have a family member or a friend who is dropping you off, they can go to the check-in counter with you and request a non-traveler escort pass. This allows them to go through security with you, sit with you at the gate, and help you get settled right up until the moment you walk down the jet bridge. It's completely free. The airline might try to tell you it's only for children, but that is a myth. If you explain that you need assistance due to age-related mobility or even just a bit of travel anxiety in a new terminal, most major U.S. airlines will issue the pass. It gives your family peace of mind and gives you a helping hand without the cost of a second ticket. Fourth, let us talk about the boarding scramble. You know that moment when the gate agent announces boarding and suddenly everyone rushes the podium like it's a clearance sale? You don't have to participate in that. As a senior, you have the right to request priority boarding. Now, some airlines call this pre-boarding for those who need extra time. You do not need a medical certificate or a wheelchair to claim this. If you feel that you need a few extra minutes to get down the jet bridge, find your seat, and get your luggage situated without a line of 200 people huffing and puffing behind you. Just walk up to the gate agent before boarding begins. Simply say, "I'm a senior and I'd like to pre-board to get settled." They will almost always say yes. It's the difference between starting your flight feeling rushed and sweaty, and starting it sitting down with your book out while everyone else is still fighting for overhead bin space. Fifth, and this is one that can save you hundreds of dollars, accessible seat assignments. We've all seen those preferred or main cabin extra seats that cost an extra $50 or $100 because they have more legroom or are closer to the front. Well, if you have a mobility issue, maybe a stiff hip or a knee that doesn't like to bend in those tight coach seats, you can often get these seats for free. Airlines are required to provide accessible seating to passengers who need it. This often includes bulkhead seats, the ones with no seat in front of you, or aisle seats with movable armrests. If you see that the only seats left are way in the back or middle seats, don't just accept it. Call the airline's disability or special assistance line after you book. Tell them you're a senior with limited mobility and you require an aisle seat or a bulkhead for safety reasons. More often than not, they will move you into one of those premium spots at no charge. It's a massive upgrade that most people assume they have to pay for, but for you, it's a matter of accessibility. We are just getting started with this list. Coming up next, I'm going to show you how to get free connection escorts so you never have to worry about missing a flight again, and the specific special meals you can order that are actually way better than the standard plain food. If you found these first 5 tips helpful, make sure to share this video with a friend who has a trip coming up. Traveling in your 70s should be about the destination, not the struggle of getting there. Stick around, because the next 10 items on our list are where the real airline secrets come out, including things you can ask the flight attendants for once you're actually in the air. Now that we've covered how to navigate the terminal and get onto the plane with dignity, let us talk about what happens when things don't go perfectly. We've all seen the news. Delays, cancellations, and missed connections are becoming the new normal. But as a senior, you have a set of secret tools to ensure you aren't left stranded on a cold airport bench. This is the part where we dive into the items the airlines really hope you don't realize are available for the taking. If you're finding this useful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps us reach more travelers who need this information. Sixth on our list is the Gatito Gate Transfer Escort. If you have a connecting flight, especially in a massive airport like Dallas-Fort Worth or Charlotte, the distance between your arrival gate and your departure gate can be staggering. You might only have 45 minutes to get from Terminal A to Terminal D. Instead of stressing about the skitran or speed walking through the crowds, you can request a dedicated transfer assistant. When you land, a staff member will be waiting at the end of the jet bridge with a wheelchair or an electric cart to whisk you directly to your next gate. The best part? They know the shortcuts. They know which elevators are faster and which terminals are congested. This service is completely free, and it essentially guarantees that the airline is responsible for getting you to that connection. If you're on that cart and there's a delay, the staff is in constant communication with the gates. It takes the sprint out of the layover and replaces it with a comfortable ride. Seventh, let us talk about your luggage. We all know the airlines are getting stricter and more expensive with bag fees, but there is a loophole for seniors with medical needs. If you travel with any kind of medical equipment, a CPAP machine, a portable oxygen concentrator, a walker, or even a large supply of prescription medications, that bag does not count toward your carry-on limit. Under Department of Transportation rules, medical devices are freebies. You can bring your standard carry-on, your personal item like a purse or laptop bag, and your medical bag without paying an extra cent. Furthermore, if you are worried about lifting a heavy suitcase into the overhead bin, you can ask for stowage assistance. While flight attendants aren't technically required to lift heavy bags for everyone due to injury risks, they are instructed to assist passengers with disabilities or seniors who need help securing their essential items. Don't strain your back, just ask politely for help with the essential stowage, and they will ensure your bag is tucked away safely. Eighth is a perk that involves your health and comfort, the special category meal. Most people think airplane food is just one choice between a dry chicken breast or a salty pasta. However, even in economy on longer flights, you can request special dietary meals at no extra cost provided you do it at least 24 hours in advance. For seniors, I highly recommend looking at the low sodium or diabetic options. Why? Because standard airline food is pumped full of sodium to make it taste like something at high altitudes, which can lead to swelling in your feet and ankles, a common issue for travelers over 70. By requesting a special meal, not only do you get food that is better for your blood pressure, but you also usually get served first. While the rest of the cabin is waiting for the cart to crawl down the aisle, the flight attendants will bring your special meal out early. It's a healthier, faster, and more personalized way to eat at 30,000 feet. Ninth, let us discuss the onboard wheelchair and lavatory assistance. This is a topic many people are embarrassed to bring up, but it is vital for long-haul flights. If you have trouble walking down the narrow aisle of the plane to get to the restroom, every wide-body aircraft, the big ones with 2 aisles, is required to have an onboard wheelchair. This is a specially designed, narrow chair that the flight attendants can use to wheel you from your seat to the lavatory door. You don't have to struggle, bumping into people's shoulders or risking a fall if the plane hits turbulence. Furthermore, you can ask which lavatory is the accessible one. On newer planes, 2 bathrooms can often be combined into one larger space to accommodate someone who needs a bit more room to move. Knowing this can save you a lot of physical discomfort and anxiety during a 6-hour flight. 10th, and this is a big one for your wallet, the senior discount, the hidden version. Now, if you go to an airline's website, you'll rarely see a button that says senior fare. They've mostly hidden these to force people into buying standard tickets. However, airlines like United, Southwest, and Delta still have senior fare categories in certain markets for those 65 or older. The trick is that you often have to call the airline's reservation desk directly to ask for them, or use a specific filter on their advanced search page. But even if the fare itself isn't cheaper, asking for the senior status on your profile can sometimes waive change fees. If you have a medical emergency or a family situation and need to shift your flight, being flagged as a senior passenger sometimes gives the phone agents more discretionary power to help you out without charging that $200 change fee. It's all about getting that note put into your passenger file before you fly. We've covered everything from getting to the gate to eating better and saving on fees, but we aren't done yet. Next, I'm going to reveal the in-flight comfort kit items you can get for free, how to handle delayed flight compensation, specifically as a senior, and the one thing you should ask the pilot for that will make your grandkids think you're a legend. If you're enjoying these tips, make sure to share this video with your travel group or on Facebook. Let us help our fellow seniors take back the skies. We're heading into the final stretch, so stay tuned for the most powerful tips of all. We've made it to the final stretch, and if you've stayed with me this far, you're already more prepared than 90% of the people at the airport. We've covered how to get through security without taking off your shoes and how to snag those extra legroom seats for free. Now, we're going to look at the little luxuries and the high-stakes financial rights that most seniors completely overlook. These final 5 tips are about making sure you're not just surviving the flight, but actually enjoying it and making sure your wallet stays protected if things go sideways. 11th on our list is something I call the in-flight comfort kit. You might notice that on many domestic flights, the blankets and pillows seem to have vanished. They aren't gone, they're just hidden. Airlines often keep a limited supply of comfort items specifically for passengers who might have circulation issues or who get cold easily, which, let us be honest, is most of us once that cabin air starts blasting. If you're feeling a chill or your lower back is starting to ache, don't just sit there and suffer. Ask the flight attendant for a blanket and a pillow. If they tell you they don't have any, ask if they have any medical ice packs or first aid supplies. If your knees are swelling or you have a localized ache, they carry instant activation cold packs that can be a total game changer for a long flight. These aren't just for emergencies, they are there to ensure passenger well-being. 12th is a tip for your health that also feels like a little win: the Hulk can rule. When the drink cart comes around, they usually give you a tiny plastic cup filled mostly with ice and a splash of soda or juice. For a senior, staying hydrated is critical to preventing deep vein thrombosis and that brain fog that comes with altitude. Instead of taking the little cup, politely ask, "Could I please have the whole can?" Most flight attendants will give it to you without a second thought. It ensures you're getting 3 times the hydration, and you won't have to wait another hour for the cart to come back. And while we're on the subject, if you need water to take medication, don't wait for the service. You can walk up to the galley or ring the call button if you have mobility issues and ask for a full bottle of water. They almost always have them for medical necessity, and they'd much rather give you a bottle of water than deal with a dehydrated passenger later. 13th is perhaps the most important financial tip in this entire video, the 2026 mandatory cash refund rule. In the past, if your flight was cancelled or significantly delayed, the airlines would try to bully you into taking a travel voucher that expires in a year. As of 2026, the Department of Transportation has made it crystal clear, if your flight is cancelled or delayed by more than 3 hours domestically, you are entitled to a full cash refund to your original form of payment, not a voucher if you choose not to travel. Even more, under the new Flight Delay and Cancellation Compensation Act, if the delay is the airline's fault, like a mechanical issue or a staffing shortage, you can ask for meal vouchers and hotel accommodations immediately. Don't let them tell you to email customer service. Stand your ground at the gate or the customer service desk. Tell them, "I am a senior traveler, and under the current federal mandate, I am requesting my immediate meal and hotel vouchers." They have them right there in the computer, they just don't want to print them. 14th, let us do something fun for the family. Did you know that most major U.S. airlines, including Delta and American, have trading cards and junior pilot wings? While these are technically for kids, they are one of the coolest freebies you can get. If you want to be the cool grandparent when you land, ask the pilot for a trading card or a set of wings for your grandkids. Better yet, if you wait until the plane has landed and most people have deplaned, you can often ask to peek into the cockpit. Pilots love sharing their craft with people who actually appreciate the miracle of flight. You can get a photo in the captain's seat to send to your family. It's a free, 5-minute experience that makes a world of difference in how you remember your trip. It turns a travel day into a travel story. Finally, 15th is the Tech Concierge Service. We live in a world of digital boarding passes and QR codes, and if that isn't your second language, it can be incredibly isolating. But here is the secret: every airline has a special assistance desk or a premium check-in line that they will let seniors use if the kiosks are acting up. You can ask for a physical, printed boarding pass at no charge if you explain that you are uncomfortable with the digital version. Furthermore, if you're struggling with the onboard Wi-Fi to message your family, ask a flight attendant for help. Many airlines now offer free messaging-only Wi-Fi for services like iMessage or WhatsApp, but the login screens can be tricky. They are trained to help you get connected so you can let your loved ones know you're safe. Don't let the technology barrier keep you from the services you've paid for. Flying in your 70s and beyond shouldn't be about feeling like a burden, it should be about using the system that was built to accommodate you. You've spent decades working, paying taxes, and navigating the world. You've earned the right to a little extra help. Whether it's that wheelchair ride that saves your hips, the low-sodium meal that keeps your blood pressure down, or the cash refund you're legally owed, these 15 things are your toolkit for a better journey. If you found this guide helpful, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We have a whole series coming up on the best senior-friendly destinations for 2026. And I want to hear from you. What is the one thing you always ask for when you fly? Drop it in the comments below so we can all learn from each other. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.